Better?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so basically, I left your facility about 2 years ago with a plan to kind of open my own gym. I went to like the local GA club and I rented the hall and I totally transformed it into a gym facility. And since then, it's just taken off. And on the back of that, then I have opened a second facility. I'm a partner in a gym with two other guys, 3G Fitness and a tie. So we have two gyms on the go at the minute now. So it's great.
Dude, that's fucking incredible. Like in less than 3 years too.
Less than 3 years, yeah.
Okay,
totally,
well, I mean,
totally changed things up for me.
Sorry?
Totally changed things up for me.
Fucking awesome. And that's exactly what's brought everybody on the screen here to see that's not typical. The results you've got here are not fucking typical. When 90% of people who get into the fitness industry actually quit in year one and make less than 10 grand, you're doing something different. And I wanted to bring you on and find out, like, what is your secret sauce? Like, what the fuck? So if we can just go back to the very start, what were you doing before you get into fitness? Like, what was the crack?
So like our background here in my family is we do a thing called spinology and like physical therapy and stuff of that nature. And I qualified just in time for the recession. So basically I tried to open my own business in doing that, but it was a failure. I opened a place in Tullow, it failed. I opened another place in Tullamore, it failed. It was just, there was no one. I suppose I could blame like that there was no business around, but maybe I just didn't know how to market it right. But a lot of it was, I suppose, to do with the recession. So I was always into racehorses, and I'd always been kind of riding out racehorses all my life. So what I did then was I just went and started riding out racehorses every day, €50 a day kind of crack. It was miserable, but like it was I really enjoyed it, like for the work. But when you're only making that much money, you're not gonna. There's no future in it, if you know what I mean. So what I did then was I just went to I looked up yourselves online. Was looking up any kind of personal training course online. You popped up. I liked the look of what you were offering. I went up and met yourself, and the rest is history. Basically, from there, it was just took off from day one. So it's been good.
Deadly. Well, I know like the sort of story you just described there is going to be familiar to a lot of people, where you're in a position you don't fucking like. And like for yourself, you've just told us there that you had quite a number of failures. You didn't let that hold you back though. And the thing is, you kept trying, and then you decided you were going to go for a completely different sector. Like, at what stage did you go to yourself, nah, fuck this, I'm going to get into fitness? Like, what happened there?
I suppose like I actually was always into fitness, as in like myself, and I used to help like my sister and things like that do bits of training, and I was just really interested in it, and it was just something that was always kind of in my head, like, and I just said, fuck it, I'm going to give this a go, like, because it was either that or it was either change of direction. I couldn't stay at what I was doing. I had it in my head that I was going to go to Australia, but that was if this didn't work. I was going to go to Australia. I was going to leave it. And to a lot of people, I suppose, if they hear, oh, you're going to go to Australia, like, you'd be excited about doing it. But to me, it was the worst thing that could have happened to me, because I didn't want to leave. I'd already been to Australia. I didn't want to go back. I didn't like it the first time. So for me, leaving for Australia wasn't really an option. So this had to work for me, or else I didn't know what I was going to do, really.
Gotcha. So you said, was this a big gamble for you going into the fitness industry? Did you? I know you said, I mean, like, you put your last money in this. Is that true? What happened?
Yeah. So I suppose, from riding out the racehorses and stuff, and I was doing little bits of like physio on the side, doing football matches and things like that. I had saved up about €16,000, and that was basically everything I had, which I suppose is it's a nice chunk of money, like, to do something, but like, there's not much. I wasn't making any money. It was basically everything I was getting, I was saving, and so I decided, like, to do the course, pay for the course, and then with the remaining money, I was to open my own gym. And like, loads of people were saying, oh, there's no business. There couldn't be a business in our village, because our village is fucking tiny, like, you know.
How many people are we talking here?
Oh, Jesus, like, well, below 2,000, like, it's small.
Because do you know something?
Yeah.
I hear this a lot. James, talking to people on the phone and emails that come through, because obviously in the position, I mean, everybody wants to get into fitness, talks to us guys. But you would constantly come up against this shit where people are in this mindset, like, that won't work in my town. You know, there's not enough people here. The market's saturated. You know, were all these things going through your head too?
Right. they were going through my head and they were going through my parents' head. They were going through everyone's head. Everyone was telling me like, "Oh, Jesus, don't do it," or whatever like that. And they were kind of saying like, "Oh, don't put all your money into it because if it fails, you'll have you'll have a few bob to fall back on." But like, what I was kind of saying, if I don't put all my money into it, and if it's not a good facility from day one, it'll definitely fail. Is the way I was looking at it. So I decided, fuck it, I'm just going to throw everything I have into it, and that's what I did. I had maybe €1,000 left out of the 15 or 16,000 I had, and I just opened the doors. And luckily, from day one, people started coming in, and they kind of liked what I was doing. And then after that, it was just the job of keeping them there as members and all. But other than that, like, I can't complain. My locality and my friends and everyone, they've just, and I have such a wide group of friends now. Like they've supported me from day one, and they continue to support me, and I really appreciate them for that. Like, so it's great.
Deadly. Well, look, I love that whole thing of you just put all your fucking chips into this thing, even with all of the advice that you're getting from other people telling you don't do it, it's fucking stupid. I mean, this is the kind of things that people are going to hear. Typical stuff that you're going to.
They're coming from a fear point of view. Like, some people are afraid. They're not. It's not that they're just afraid that you're going to fail or that you're not going to succeed, and they want to see the best for you. But like, I think if you're going to do something, there's no point going half-arsed at it. You have to go in. You have to go in like 100% all in, or else you're at nothing. Like, so.
You need to be balls deep, dude. I like that.
Balls deep. That's it. Yeah.
So, okay, so there you were, scared as shit, but this has worked for you. So, what would you attribute, if we're saying like, well, what was unique about what you did? What did you know more shit? What the fuck? How were you able to do this?
I suppose like there's a couple of different things. Like I really, like, after doing the course, like, I already had a passion for fitness, but then when you kind of learn what you have to do, like, or what you can do to help other people, it really kind of opened my eyes, and I was really excited about doing it then. So I had a real passion for it then. So I loved what I was doing. So it didn't matter what hours I was doing compared to riding a horse in the piss and rain outside. This was pure heaven, like, you know. So I was happy out, like. So I suppose the main thing was, I suppose, that people could see my enthusiasm about it, like, that I was saying this was the shit, like, this is what you need to be doing. So and there was nothing in my area like that. So I suppose I came across a niche kind of market in the or a little sector that wasn't hit kind of in my area.
Okay.
We'd have to travel like half an hour to get to a proper commercial kind of gym, like, from my area, like. So
gotcha.
Why would you want to travel that far?
Nice one. I have a couple of questions for you, but just to answer, Emma Rooney saying, is there Q&A at the end? Absolutely, Emma. If anyone has any questions, this is the time to get them in, because right at the end, I'm going to throw these back at you, James. We're just going to do a quick fire round and like let these guys ask you Australia. So what you're saying there is, like, you were passionate about fitness and people could see your enthusiasm. Like, it was obvious that you were doing this from a place of fucking love of doing it. And was it hard at the start? Like, I mean, what was your typical day like when you were starting this business? How do you do it?
So initially, like, I didn't know what hours or what timetable or what anything would suit anyone. So I had classes like every single morning at 6:30, every single morning at 9:30, classes on during the day, classes at 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, because I was trying to see what, and then I was trying to do my bit of physio on the side as well. So you're working like the whole way around, and I was doing a little bit of riding out race horses too, just to keep the few bob coming in at the start. So it was just fucking mental. But so yeah, I was just working every hour that under the sun, trying to see. And then I was going into some classes and there was absolutely no one in it, and then there was some sessions where there was 4 or 5 in it. And then from that, after the first couple of weeks, after the first month, I suppose, of doing that, I was able to kind of see what were the popular times, what were the not so popular times, what I was able to eliminate from it. Just different things to suit my area, really. Like, because there's not a lot of people that work actually in the area. They have to commute to work. So an early evening session, like 5:30 or 4:30, wasn't going to suit people in my area. It had to be after 6:30. So then it was 6:30, 7:30 were the kind of main sessions. And then I suppose I was able to break into other markets then, where we have 2 schools in the community, and I knew the teachers would be finishing up. So I approached the teachers then. So then I had sessions on during the day at 3 o'clock when the national school teachers finished, and at 4 o'clock when the secondary school teachers finished. And then it just grew and grew from there. And then I was able to figure out exactly what my timetable was. And like classes and then semi-private personal training is our group training would be our kind of market. So I was able to, once I had my base classes down, I was able to work everything else around that. And everything grew from day one. So.
Awesome. Well, I'm hearing a couple of things there that you said that I want to just point out, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've said like that you were targeting certain sectors. You were like school teachers, that's going to be, did you go out and knock the doors of these people or go and put yourself in front of them?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely. I went up to the schools and I just said, look, I said, if you don't want to, maybe, especially when like some of the teachers have students in or some of the teachers have, the parent would be dealing with the parents of the students and maybe didn't want to train with them. So I just gave them an opportunity. There's 50, 60 teachers in each school or whatever. So like, if you can get a market, if you can't get a market out of that, like, so they come for 4 sessions a week. They're booked in all year round, all school term. I don't have them in the summer, obviously, but I have them all year and they're great. Like, they come to me every week. So pay up front. It's brilliant.
That's deadly, because see the couple of things you've just said there, that is a commonality I've seen by a lot of entrepreneurs who've made shit work for them. One, they're not afraid to go all in. Like, they're willing to go balls deep, even when everybody else is telling them this is the fucking stupidest idea ever. The second thing is, like, they're not afraid to go and knock on doors and go in front of people. I find it amazing how many people would come to me and say, Sean, I'm not getting enough clients, I'm not getting enough, you know, and they're in a commercial facility with 5,000 members in it. And I'm like, how many people have you spoken to today? And they're like, none. So, what the fuck? Whereas you, the opposite, you were like, where are the people that I could potentially be training? And you fucking went to them. That's what gets shit done. You know, a lot of people you know, hide behind email or hide behind a fucking computer screen, putting posts on Facebook, stick, you know, pictures of their squat, their ass, and pair of hot pants, and think that like that's going to attract clients. It's fucking bullshit. What do you reckon?
No, it is. It's bullshit. Like, you know, you have to. It's when you're face to face with someone, you're able to actually properly sell it to them. Like, as in, like, they can see how enthusiastic you are about it. They can see what kind of person you are, so they'll know straight away. Like, I'll be able to work with this guy because he's very nice, or else let's say this guy is a fucking dickhead. I don't want to work with this guy. But like, you're trying to sell your product and trying to sell yourself, and like, I don't really see how businesses can't work, because in my type of a gym, I'm dealing off memberships is my main thing. So for me to have I just need like a small percentage of the community to come to me. I need like 5% of the community to come to me, and I have a viable business. That's it. Like, I'm making a good living. If 5% out of 2,000 people in our area come to me, that's flying. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, exactly. So it doesn't have to be, or 10% of those people come to you, like, you're absolutely laughing, like, you know.
Daily man. Okay, well, let me ask you this. Could you give us, like, from your story and what you've told us and how you got your business off the ground, because that's normally the biggest question that people have. Like, and I think what you said there's like, don't be afraid to work your balls off, because you were working 14-hour days at the start. Everybody has to. You have to carry back. Fuck me, I did 44 sessions a week in the first commercial gym I ever started, and it was mental. You do. But then the next thing you said is, like, find the people that you want to work with, and like, don't be afraid to go out and, you know, knock on doors to get in front of them if you have to. The other thing is, what was another?
Usually people want to do these things. They're just afraid to do them. So
yeah,
like, usually people, they always want to train or they want to get fitter. So if you have to give them the opportunity to let themselves out of their comfort zone. So if you can get a group of them that are together and they're all working together, and you target them, they're all going to come train together. So they're not going to be as intimidated to go to the gym because they're all starting off from scratch. Intimidation is a big thing with a gym as well. So people are going to feel intimidated to go in. So you have to get rid of that intimidation factor by being either a nice guy or having a very friendly atmosphere, or it can't be intimidating to people, because the people you're dealing with aren't going to be like your gym elite guys or your bodybuilders. It's going to be your mothers and your average Joe. Like, so that's the people you're dealing with, you know?
Yep. Deadly shit. Well, what 3 pieces of advice, you know, from your story that you just told these guys, how you actually got this business up off the ground in a second, what's the 3 things, if you had to pick them out, you would say you would advise trainers to do if they're looking to do what you've did?
I would say the first thing is you really have to be like, you have to love what you do. So you have to be 100% committed. You have to show people that you are passionate about what you're doing, and that you're willing, that you want to go the extra mile. Compared to a lot of gyms, you want to go the extra mile to help them get the results that they want to get. So you have to, your passion for what you're doing has to come across to them. So you have to love what you do. Secondly, then, is like, I didn't know it all from the start. Like, I don't know, and I still don't know it all. But like, you have to learn from others. So like, I went to your the
10X
course that you ran about. Exactly, yeah, the mastermind program, and like, I learned lots from that now, and it was just, it really opened my eyes to how much more people I can contact, how many more people I can reach through Facebook marketing and all different things like that. And I suppose the other thing then would be like, you have to create a kind of a community or whatever, or a tribe of people. Like, so that's the kind of thing. Yeah. So that's what we've done at our place. You're creating a community of people. It's more, I would say our gym now has turned into nearly more of a social group rather than a gym, if you know what I mean. Like, people come, they do a good workout, they have the crack. You can see it every day. Everyone's having a laugh, and you have to be having a laugh. That's what part of my thing is it cannot be serious the whole time. People are after being in a serious environment all day, working their ass off. They're after being under stress, under pressure. The last thing they want to do now is come into a gym and have some lad standing over them strict, and he's like barking orders at them. So like, my approach to it is, I love to have as much fucking crack as possible, take the piss out of members, slag them, they slag me. It works both ways, like, but that's where you get that community spirit. So we always have things like to look forward to. We do the likes of Run Amok, or we do fucking hill walk, and one hill walk every month. You get a new group of people who want to do that. Not everyone is into that. We do we recently did our first little CrossFit competition, so it was like the Celtic Series or the Celtic Cup, one of them, and that was great crack as well. Like, and we had 12 people there who never did anything like that before, and they all came together as a group, and now we're all like the best of mates, and we're training together every week. It's brilliant, like, you know. So
that
is love what you do.
Learn
from others, the community.
Yeah, that's fun. See the one you were saying there about community? I mean, like, that's what I put in the text when I was saying, like, learn how to build a tribe of loyal clients. Like, those guys that you've got there, they're coming now not just because of the workout. It's more than just a workout. It's something else.
Yeah.
You know, you're providing that community. It becomes their third place. You know, they've got work, they've got home, and then they've got West Wicklow Fitness, where they do all this other shit. So like, you're building in this idea where, yes, the gym's important, and yes, we lift weights, and yes, we do cardio, but it's more about how that allows you to enjoy life more outside of it. Do you know? So
yeah, well, I actually only put something up there. I only put something up recently on Facebook saying that, like, that for me, like, fitness it's not about having a six pack, or it's not about like putting up all these posts of yourself on Instagram and all. It's more about, I lift weights, so if I want to go climb a mountain at the weekends, my legs are strong enough to climb a mountain at the weekends. Or if I want to, say, with a group of my friends, do a competition, we're fit enough to do that competition, or go for a 10K run, or whatever it is. Just, it's to be fit for life, I suppose, is our kind of, you know, for your lifestyle, rather than, you know, just the aesthetics of like, obviously, if you do train, you're going to get the aesthetics as well. Like, you're going to get your muscles are going to get bigger, you're going to be stronger, you're going to be fitter. But it's to help you in everyday life, really. Is the longevity and health is the two things, like, you're trying to put across.
Cool. So you've really nailed your message as well. Like, there's exactly what you're describing. That's like the message that you put out, and then that brings the kind of people who also believe that too. Which was, that's really how you ended up getting into the mastermind, wasn't it? I'll never forget, because like, when you finished the course, you were like, Sean, because we've done a lot of business in the course. Remember, we were doing like I always do a day with the guys in the late, and you were like, Sean, how do I get more of that stuff? Because I do not want to be one of those dudes that just goes on Facebook with all that fucking shcut there. Your exact words.
I'm never going to live down that sentence. Yeah, but scutter is probably a word now that I wouldn't use too much anymore. All right, but that was it. Like, I hate going on social media, and you see like people selling these just ridiculous fucking things, like skinny teas and all this kind of stuff to get results and all. Like, all you have to do is be real with people and tell them, if you're upfront and you're honest with people from the start, and say, like, there's no magic pill, you just have to work hard. And if it's weight loss or whatever, like, majority of people that come into me is for weight loss. So You just have to get them into a calorie deficit and get them working hard, and people are going to see results. And it's hard to keep them. Your main job then is just to keep them motivated and keep them on track, because most of the people you're dealing with they're going to want to do it anyway, you know?
Yep. Yep. Fucking love it. Lovely advice, mate. Okay. Well, I think we'll just give us a recap of the things just before we go into the Q&A. So for everybody, just want to recap, like, this is how James has went from fucking the last few quid in his bank account to opening a gym in a place with a population of around about 2,000 people when everyone told him not to fucking do it. The idea was stupid. He's maxed that gym and is now launching a second one. He's done that in under 3 years because he abided by these 3 principles. Go ahead, tell him the last 3 principles, dude.
Love what you do, work your ass off. Don't be afraid to learn from others. So the likes of Sean and Jay really helped me as in with my marketing and all that kind of stuff. And what they brought to the course, you can learn how to squat and deadlift and teach people how to do that off anyone, but then it's the sales and how to sell it and to know what your message is to people is one of the main things.
Yep.
And that's one of the main things that they showed me. And then I suppose then it's just to build your community, because your community is like, and then to be able to retain your community. So you have to manage to keep them. Retention is so I can honestly say from day one, like I could list on one hand how many people have left me since opening the gym. Like, so testament to your business is that if people want to stay with you. So that's the way I say it. Like people have, for the last 2 years, I have people and they'd gladly take a testimonial for me to say that they're with me for 2 years and they don't have any intention of leaving anyway at the moment anyway. So we're doing something right.
Fucking deadly and cracking pieces of advice, dudes. I hope you've written them down because they're crackers. Now we'll go straight into the Q&A. And Emma Rooney, thank you. You're on fucking fire, mate. Listen to the questions she's put into here. So first one, Emma asks, how do you decide on pricing and the way of payment? I've listened to a lot of podcasts that they recommend almost direct debit. They recommend almost direct debit for clients. Well, go ahead. You tell me what you would advise there, dude.
So with my area, it's a little bit different because we wouldn't be, everything is lower in my area. So rent of the premises is lower. You have to take everything into consideration, your rents, your rate, what you value your time at.
That's the correct. That's the one I would go with.
You know, so like I have a policy that I don't work for less than whatever price I decide is value on I don't work for less every hour than that. So if it's a thing that you're fucking working and you're only coming out with 10 or 15 euro, you're not really valuing your time. So if you don't value your time, people aren't going to value your time. So work off your pricing. Yeah, work your pricing off exactly what way you value your time. But also, like, people have to feel too that I think that they're getting some bit of a deal too. Like, so I like to I don't go overboard with the prices. Once I'm hitting my target, and then if I'm making a little bit more with that, then I'm happy out. Like I'm still able to make a good lifestyle. And I suppose in regards to payments, I've probably been a little bit backward with this for the first year, just because I didn't know how it was going. I was solely going through like cash and this kind of thing, and it's kind of messy.
Yeah.
You know,
that'd break your fucking balls very quickly, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So direct debit.
I mean, I've been there. That's how we all start. But if you don't quickly realize that that's going to keep you trapped in your business, chasing money, and how hard is it to be somebody's trainer? You don't have to do the cares about you and all, but like, by the way, you owe me 500 quid, so can you give me it? That conversation is shit. And then it becomes like they're so fucking embarrassed, you know, to come and talk to you about it. You're embarrassed to ask them, and it's like, it's this edgy. So you want to just remove money from the table. That's why you should have people on a form of automatic payment. Definitely.
So that's basically what we're breaking into now over the last few months, that we're trying to get people in on direct debit, and also working on an app at the minute as well that people can book in through their app. And then it's cutting out the whole cash and all that kind of way. And it just gets messy then, because exactly what Sean said, you're chasing money and you're putting in messages looking for people to, and it just gets messy. That's all.
That is
wank. So it's grand at the start. It's grand at the start, and as you're getting up and going, but then after that, you have to kind of gradually ease it. Like, you have to get into that kind of format then.
That is one of the first things we will do with any gym that works with us. Get them on that, get them out of that. And like, everyone that ever does it goes, they are afraid of this. No, if I try and get my clients with direct debit, they're all going to run away. Nobody wants to do this. Like, what the fuck? Are you nuts? Like, how do you pay for Netflix? You know, How do you pay for fucking anything? I mean, no fucker accepts cash. Your clients would much rather to be able to just have it come out of their account, because then that embarrassing thing doesn't happen where they're late. They're fucking rushing to get to the gym. It's like, oh fuck, I forgot to go to the cash machine and I owe him. Oh Jesus, that can be the make or break for some clients. They just go, you know what, I'm too embarrassed to even go in there. Fuck that. And
yeah. Well, to be honest, I still have some people on the cash thing. So I'm in the process now of changing. But like that, I'm only learning as well. Like, you know, that kind of way. So I have learned that over the last few years it's the way to go. Like, to get out of the cash game.
Imagine if I just gave you back all the time that you spent chasing those payments, and ringing those people and all that shit. How much time in a day do you waste? Plus with the booking, do you know, hey, would you, somebody's ringing it, hey, you know, James, I don't want to go to 6 o'clock anymore. Can I, oh fuck, hold on. All that administration is fucking bullshit. You're saying you value your time. Well, if you value your time, get your people on an automatic payment and find some booking in system. If you need help with that, give me a shout and I'll let you know how. So listen, dude, what's the next question? Awesome answer too. Okay, so it's Emery again. Like I told you, she's on fire. She's asking questions like, fuck, you getting your value out of this? I like your style. So how would you deal with a tough client who is half-assing it? Oh, brilliant question. And therefore not getting results, not owning up to their bad eating, or not sticking to a plan. Oh, you got anybody like that, James?
She always get people like that. Like, but like, what can you do for them? Like, you can only try your best to advise them, but like, I wouldn't get too bogged down on them, really, to be honest. If they're you're there to provide, you're a tool basically for them. You're going to give them all the knowledge they can take off you. You're going to try your best to help them in every way you can. You're going to give them as much advice as you can, but at the end of the day, the onus is on them. So you can motivate them as much as you want, but if they are not willing to put in the effort, when you're only with them for maximum, maybe if you have them 4 sessions a week, like, you're doing fucking really well. Like, so you have them for 4 hours. It's what they do themselves in the rest of the week, 164 hours that's in the rest of the week there. So like, I would not get too bogged down on one person. I'd focus on, I'd give them my best time, but if they are not going to adhere to what you say, look, cut them loose, like, because they're only going to bring you down, like, too. Like, that's my thing. That's my thing about, you try and try and try, and then you can just bust your balls trying to help someone who doesn't want to be helped. People have to be ready in their own head.
Yes, that is a fucking cracker of it. Like, some people are just not ready, because look, to get results, you have to change your behavior. Do you know? So like,
the mindset.
It is, and like, you've got to be in the place where you're willing to change. People won't change until the pain of change becomes less than staying where they are. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you know what I mean about that? Because
they have to.
It's not comfortable.
They have to really want it themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you want it for them, but if they don't want it for themselves, you're at fucking nothing. Like, you know, like, I want everyone who comes into the gym to get savage results, but like, that's just not the case. Some people come into the gym and all they want is to fucking clear their head for an hour. They don't give a shit about weight loss or results or anything like that. They just want to work out. But like, if you're dealing with a client who has come to you and they want results, to be honest, I think the best way to get results out of them is they have to make the commitment at the start. So go back to your pricing again. If they make a commitment of, they say, if you do a program and it's only going to be, I don't know, say €150 or something like that, that's not going to make them want to stick to it, because they'd spend €150 on a night out. There's no sacrifice in that at all. Like, so I think for people, they have to buy into it as much as that. So the price has to reflect, the price has to make them want it as well. Like, so if they're going to pay big money, more than likely they're going to follow up on the results, and they're going to work hard for you. That's simple.
The way we put it inside Ascension is, people who pay attention. People who do not pay do not pay attention. But people who pay more attention, which is a funny thing, but we've proved it over and over again. Because look, paying money doesn't mean you get results. You have to take responsibility for your actions. So it sounds like Emma's got somebody who's not owning up to their bad eating. So like, it comes to the point where you have to have a sit-down conversation and say, look, you know, at the end of the day, what is really important to you here? Do you actually really want to get results? Because like, you know, this is you speaking to your client, Emma. Listen, I'm not going to go home and slap food out of your hand, but there's no point in you bullshitting me or bullshitting yourself. If you want results, you're going to have to do something different. And at the minute, you're not actually coming out of that bullshit bubble. You're just bullshitting yourself, which means you're not changing your behaviors, which means you're not going to get any different results. So like, at some point in time, you could say, look, are you just happy training? or do you like what do you expect from me here? I'm telling you the advice, I'm giving you advice, and you're not taking it, or you're showing me food diaries of like perfectly clean food, and you're training in the gym really well, but for some weird reason you're putting on weight. Nah, that doesn't happen. So you do have to have a fucking sit down with some people.
They will make you feel, so they'll make you feel like it's your fault. So that's one of the things I have found out.
Oh yeah,
I found out that over last year. It's usually they're looking for someone to blame. So usually it's your fault. It's not their fault. Like, so just wipe your hands of it. Do as best you can. And if they're not willing to do it, just say good luck.
I had a client who actually went and you grabbed like fat and went, what are you going to do with this? And I went, fuck all. I mean, that's not my fat. That's yours. I mean, I didn't eat that food. I mean, you did that. And then it was like, all right, realized that they weren't going to get away with bullshitting me. But then after that, it was kind of like, but hold on, I'm paying you this money. I'm like, you are for knowledge, skills, advice, support, guidance, accountability. You know, I've been giving you the advice. I mean, it's not up to me to implement it. Kind of like, we're on a video, right? We're talking about how you just launched 2 gyms inside of 3 years. And we've given advice. So people can take your advice. What's important is what they do with it. Are they going to implement it? Or are they going to say, oh, well, that's different for him? I don't know, you know, that won't work in my area, and go back into that bullshit story again, which is the comfort zone, which means if they get to keep their story, they don't have to change their behaviors. Do you know?
It's like so if you had someone in your gym and they had a goal or whatever like that, like the first thing you would say to them, and I did this myself, is like I wrote down like 5 things. I wrote it down into a journal, and I was like, 5 things I'm going to achieve by 2017 or 2000 and the end by this time next year when I open. So if you have them and you see them every day, it's going to like hardwire you to keep on that track and keep pushing yourself to get those things. Like, so there's little steps. So if you had someone and they look as a trainer and you wanted them to hit their goal or hit their targets, you obviously hit mini targets first in order to get to the big goal. It doesn't happen overnight, but like you set yourself targets to hit, and if you hit those targets, if you don't hit those targets, you learn from why you didn't hit them. But if you do hit them, you're one step closer, but you're constantly progressing, constantly pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and all that kind of.
That's it. Like, you're going out of your comfort zone and you're keeping yourself accountable, and you're showing yourself every day. You look in that book what your priority is. It's like, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm fucking nailing this shit. Nice. I like it.
Yeah, like I would never, like I'd never turn down any opportunity to better yourself. Like I'd never turn down I failed my leaving certain stuff in school. Like I was absolutely brutal in school. So the school actually came to me recently there about giving a talk to students on business and success. And I'm like, there's no way this would have ever happened. What?
Did you remind them? Me? The dude that you want me back?
I did. I told them, I was like, I failed my leaving cert. And I told the students this as well. Like I fail it. Like it's and like since that, like I've been in 2 or 3 schools since talking about that kind of stuff. So by putting yourself out there once, the word gets out, and then you go again and it just snowballs from there. Like, so it's important to get yourself out of that comfort zone, right? With that fucking, you know.
Yeah. Fucking
get yourself off the couch, basically.
Love it. Okay, another one from Emma. I think this is going to be the last one we've got time for. And we might need, just looking at this, I know you can't see, but hold on. At what point should you consider taking on an employee? Well, that's one question. So there's a way to figure that out. Then I want to go into boot camps. I'm pretty busy with one-on-one PT. So she's pretty busy with one PT, but she's considering taking on an employee, but she's also considering doing boot camps. So there's quite a lot going on here. One, changing your business model. Why would you go from one-on-one PT into boot camps? Would you not just like increase your profit per hour by training more people in the same hour? So instead of doing 1-to-1, you know, if you doubled up and did 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, you would increase your profit per hour, so you would get more money and work less hours. And I'm guessing that's what you're trying to do. And you could do that without employing anybody or changing your business model. That's just something for you to consider. Okay, so I have somebody in mind that would be great in doing boot camp for me. I've only started at the end of January. Is it stupid for me thinking about expanding already? Should I just focus on getting my one-on-one PT experience up? Quite a lot of fucking questions there. What's your thoughts on that? On what I'm saying there?
Well, like I agree with what you say, and that's one of the things that we do is I don't do really any personal trainings at all. Don't do any one-to-ones. We do what we call as our buddy training scheme. So people are getting, basically they're getting the benefit of personal training, but they're in a small group. So they're still getting a kind of a one-to-one feel, but there might be 5 or 6 in a group, but they're paying instead of you making, I don't know what the rates are up in Dublin, like, but instead of you making like 50 euro for the hour, you could be making 100 euro for your hour, or 150, or whatever it is, whatever your rates are. You could be doing that by having 4 or 5 people train. Generally, they're training for the same thing anyway. It's usually weight loss or to gain muscle. So you don't have to really change too much around. In regards to the boot camp end of things, like, a big part of my business is circuit classes and that kind of thing. And I just have set times for them, and they're fairly full. So it's one of the things that I'm not willing to get rid of at the minute. But as going down the line, it's going to be more members only kind of experience in our place. So you have to nearly be a member to get in, because the classes are getting that busy. Members take priority anyway, and that's the way I tend to work my place. But as in regards to the personal training, like, it's a great, obviously you can make good money at it, but you can definitely make more money at doing your buddy training. So
true. She's only started training since January. So for me, like, I would say, get loads of experience, like loads of experience. Because I did 1-to-1 fucking personal training for nearly over a year, and I was maxed out before I done anything different. I think there's a huge lesson to be learned in doing that as well. Do you know? So then,
definitely, you learn how to deal with people and with problem clients, and like you'll just learn how to deal with people if you're just put yourself out there the whole time, and you'll learn. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Learn how to get fucking results. Like, actually systemize the business of the thing, instead of like everybody comes in, you're just fucking winging it. I think a lot of people, and this is the biggest mistake, and I know you didn't make this mistake, or maybe we didn't mention this, you weren't really winging shit. Like, you had business advice from the start because you knew that's where you needed it, you know? Sounds like, Emma, like, genuinely, you could make some big mistakes here that I could save you a lot of fucking heartache from. So reach out and ask for some help, because look, if you've got a boot camp business and you've got a one-on-one PT business, I would rather just get one fucking nailed first, instead of trying to run a really expensive product alongside a really cheap product. That's a very big disparity. It's confusing to the audience.
Well, that's what I actually said to you before, is to kind of know what your market is, and then when you have your market, then build your business plan around that. Like, that's
exactly.
I know what works best. I know what works best for me, because I have a physio business as well going. So I know what works best for my business plan and my business model. Like, and the more one-to-ones and all that kind of stuff just doesn't fit into my timetable. But I have someone working for me now as well, and it's everything is spread out a lot more. But for other people, definitely, if you were going down, I would say the small group training is the best way to go about it. Like, for the hours that you're going to work and the money that you're going to make, it makes the most sense.
Yeah, sure does. Okay, Emma Rooney's asking a few more questions here, but I can't let you steal the whole fucking show, mate. Look,
I have someone from physio in about 4 minutes, so you wrap it up.
Okay, we'll do. Jack O'Grady saying, what was the point for you when you decided to switch from a PT to setting your own facility? So what point?
I went straight in. I didn't work in any gym whatsoever. There was the lads taught me everything I needed to know about training people. I had a good idea. I'd been to a lot of gyms, and I kind of knew. I'd looked at a lot of people, what they were doing, and I wanted to make my own model on what they were doing. So I didn't go into any PTing. I didn't want the hassle of that stuff. I didn't want to work in a commercial gym. I wanted to own my own gym. I had my own plan. That was it. So I can't answer that question.
No problem. He just went straight into the mastermind, got his fucking stuff. Right. How are you, Sean? Really looking fresh. Thank you, Jack. Are you still in Australia? Fucking hell, or where are you? Okay, well, that's it. We've no more time. You've got a client in like 3 or 4 minutes. Dude, I just want to thank you very fucking much for giving up your time to come on here. Sorry about the shit at the start.
Dude, no, it's all right. It's all right. Work that way.
Have a fucking great weekend, mate.
You too. All right, so thanks a million. Thanks a million, everyone.
Cheers, dude.
All right. That's you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, mate. Okay, so there you have it. That was James Kelly from West Wicklow Fitness. Look, everybody, thank you very, very much for watching. Do you know what I'll do? I'm just going to look through here and see. I'll answer the questions. I know he's not here to answer them yourself, but I want to help Emma. She said, tips for gaining confidence in your own ability. Well, this is the thing. Like, if you've only started PTing from January, you're going to need to get more fucking hours under your belt. The confidence is going to come from you proving that your concept works. You wouldn't be unconfident or lacking confidence in your ability if you had 7 or 8 testimonials or bits of social proof or people who had made massive transformations. You'd be like, fuck, this shit works. So when you've got that underneath your belt, that in itself is going to breed tons of confidence. So actually proving, it's called proof of concept. You know, if you're a great trainer, and don't take this personally, anybody could ask themselves this: if you're such a great fucking trainer, show me. You know, show me your results, because that is really your certification. I know, like, we do certifications here, pieces of paper with your name on it and stuff, but like your actual certification is your education in what you're doing and your ability to produce results. So if you can get results, you're going to be much more confident, and that's going to come from gaining more experience, having more coaching hours under your belt. And I think after that, you would be having a very different conversation with yourself. Let me see. I find I'm afraid of not giving good workouts. Well, look, again, it's back to my first point, or worried people will not enjoy me or my training. Everybody worries about that at the start, at the end of the day. I mean, like, we're all fucking, I was afraid of that shit. And anybody says they weren't, a fucking liar. Okay, even though I have experience, it's just because it's my first time on my own. It's fucking lonely being an entrepreneur, Emma. It really is. Like, when you break out on your own, and this is the value of using a group like this to get some support and direction and guidance from people who've been where you are. You know, and at some point in time, you're going to have to consider the possibility to grow into the kind of coach that you always wish you could be. You're going to have to reach out and like pay for advice and help, like the same that you would ask your client to do. You know, you can get loads of free advice on the internet. You can download diets, you can download programs, but really, when you think about it, that's not what they're paying you for as a coach. They're paying you for support, guidance, and accountability, plus a proven system that gets results. And it is exactly the same in business. Business and weight loss are exactly the same in that it works best when you have a coach in charge of your results with a proven track record of getting them. All right, my mate? So, look, thank you very much, everybody, for your questions. I'm going to take a quick swipe through. Cheers, lads, legend. Yes, Sean's still in Oz. We'll be home soon. Mate, enjoy the fucking weather. What's happening, Amjad? How do you get into the mastermind? Emma sent me a DM, and I'll send you all the details. Just hit me up, Sean McGarry. Oh, and what's happening, my man? Dudes, thank you very, very much for watching, and James for coming on. I hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll see you next week on the live at 11, back to the usual time. Peace.